Hello everybody. Let's talk about this whole Helldivers 2 controversy. For those who don't know, Helldivers 2 is a game published by Sony that released on both PlayStation 5 and PC. It's a multiplayer co-op shooter all about humanity trying to wage this two-front war against alien bugs and alien automaton things. It's a really fun game, and in my opinion is kind of the front runner for Game of the Year just based on the impact that this game has had alone. It was priced at $40 and is extremely fair monetization, where you can earn pretty much everything in-game just by playing the game or buy it to speed things up a bit. And in a sea of other modern multiplayer games being wildly monetized to all hell, funnily enough, the game called Helldivers 2 was shockingly fair and respectable in this manner. I haven't played too much of the game myself, mainly because I'm not all that into multiplayer games personally, but it's really fun to just drop in and drop out every now and then and play a match. But the game has got a bit of controversy lately because Sony is following through on something that they did say would happen down the line. So essentially, on PC, you are playing the game through a service called Steam. It's the big storefront for PC gaming, and it's what I use, primarily speaking. And it's where I have Helldivers 2 as well. And up to now, you've been able to just use your Steam account and go. But Sony put out a statement on Steam saying, and I'll quote here, "As such, as of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have linked a Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. It's important to bear in mind that it's not the PS Plus account which is paid. Simply signing up for a PlayStation Network account is free, as they even say in the statement. However, that's not the point a lot of people are driving home, myself included, because I can't say that I'm particularly happy about this either. I think context and nuance is key in this discussion, which can be an alien concept to a lot of internet discussion and debate, but I don't want to just try and hype this up to be more, I wouldn't call it damning, but more drama-filled than it really needs to be. All that this is asking for, essentially, is saying that if you are playing on Steam, you will have to link a PlayStation account to your Steam account to continue playing Helldivers 2. Which is bad, but it's not the worst thing ever, though. But I think where a lot of the frustration and anger surrounding this whole decision by Sony is coming from is mainly because on PC, chances are you have to have a lot of other accounts for a lot of other games already, and keeping track of all these things is a bit of a hassle. One of the reasons people really like Steam is how plug and play it really is. It's this one-stop hub where all your games are at, and you don't really need to think about it outside of that context. But now more and more games are asking for, okay, make another account, or link another account to this, and it's just a bit of a hassle where it doesn't need to be, because people, myself included, have been playing Helldivers 2 successfully since launch with no real issue, and now all of a sudden Sony's coming in and saying, yeah, well now, if you don't have a PlayStation account, go make one, or link the one you already have. And I have a PlayStation account because I have a PS5. So realistically, this is not going to be that big of an ask for me. It's not like I have to make a whole new account or anything like that. However, it's still adding this layer of friction where it didn't need to be. I think some people are more upset about this than others, and I can't say that I'm particularly perturbed by it myself, but I can understand where the frustration is coming from, if that makes sense. Even if this isn't going to affect me all that much, I can rub more than two brain cells together to understand where other people are coming from here. And I've seen some takes, even in my own comment section, from the short I did covering this as well, where it's this is just Sony trying to pump up their own numbers and all that. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. Especially when you look at the other moves that Sony are taking, or at least trending towards. They're making a bit of a more heavy push into PC gaming, and I think the success of Helldivers 2 made that really apparent to them that they should do this. They are actually launching their own overlay for their port of Ghost of Tsushima that's coming to Steam soon, to where there'll be an entire overlay where you can link your PlayStation account to see your trophies, your profile, and all that kind of stuff for Ghost of Tsushima, and I imagine they'll integrate it into their other games as well, maybe down the line. I wouldn't be surprised if that's added to Helldivers 2, hence them wanting you to link your account. I don't think this is coming out of nowhere, and from all I've seen and heard, it does sound like this has been kind of part of the Steam page since launch as well. Like, this has been a known thing that they were going to do, or ask of people that you're going to have to link a PlayStation account to Steam. It's just that we were in a grace period where you didn't have to. I would then ask, well, if we didn't have to do it all this time, why the need for it? Why can't it be like an optional thing? Which I think is a fair ask, don't get me wrong. I don't buy the argument that they want to try and put out about, to quote that same statement from before, this is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behavior. It also allows those players that have been banned the right to appeal. I don't exactly buy that. Like, maybe it makes things a bit expedited. But I'm generally a fan or an advocate of the idea of if other people are capable of doing it, then why can't you? It just sounds like reasons, and let's just say it sounds like a logic that's being applied to where it's not the main reason, but it's the PR friendliest way to put it, if that makes sense. I'm sure in some way it's maybe easier for PlayStation to moderate or engage in ban appeals and stuff like that. I'm sure that it's easier, right? If it's all through one service with the PlayStation account. But at the same time, generally speaking, when you add a layer of friction to PC gamers' experiences, you will get pushback if there's no real observable or tangible gain to the consumer. And rightfully so, I might add, because you're just being a pain in the butt for absolutely no other reason other than some analytical gain in the back end. Most people that have been playing Helldivers 2 have been doing so perfectly fine without the need to either create or link their PlayStation account to Steam, when a lot of people out there probably prefer to keep those things separate, for whatever personal reason they may well have. And like, yeah, I'm not gonna like say or argue that, oh, this came out of nowhere, because yeah, I'm pretty sure this has been on like the Steam page since the beginning. I don't think they ever said, yeah, you will never have to link your PlayStation account or anything like that. It's not like one of those situations where I think the company lied or whatever. It's just one of those situations where it's like, okay, but we've been fine up to this point without this. Why are you just choosing to be annoying now? I can't imagine that this is gonna cause Helldivers 2 to just like collapse or fall off in popularity. I imagine there's gonna be some people that will turn their backs in the game from here on out. I can't imagine that it's gonna be an overwhelming number of people. If for whatever reason the online becomes really, really bad, then maybe. But I think this is more so just Sony like trying to set the groundwork for the future, for their continued push to PC gaming, because I think especially with the success of Helldivers 2, they see money on the table waiting to be taken. A lot of old notions in the video games industry, especially around like console exclusivity, are being challenged recently in the recent years, and especially in this current console generation, where even Sony's talking about like how the PS5's in the latter end of its launch life and all that kind of stuff. It definitely feels as if Sony, I wouldn't say wants to embrace PC gaming like Xbox did a couple of years back, but they are definitely like putting more than just a toe in the water, if that makes sense. Like, they're up to their ankle at this point, and they are feeling the water, they're feeling that it's warm, and they're like, ooh, that's kind of nice, kind of want to put more of my leg in there. Hence the overlay coming with Ghost of Tsushima down the line, and what I imagine Helldivers 2 will get as well, with that PlayStation overlay. I imagine that will come to Helldivers 2, because remember, this is a Sony game at the end of the day, hence why this is happening to begin with. So yeah, I just don't think there's that much more to say about this. Like I said, I think it's a bad thing, don't get me wrong. I think this is an annoyance, not necessarily a gain in any tangible way for the consumer, which will never be received well, right? Even if something makes sense and was advertised ahead of time, if it's simply annoying, people aren't going to like it. That's like saying people have to be okay with a punch to the gut just because you gave them a heads up a couple months back. Like, yeah, you let me know you're gonna, like, you know, punch me in the gut, but doesn't mean I'm gonna have to like it. It's not the worst thing in the world either. I don't want to, like, hype it up past the point where it deserves it. I think it's more representation of Sony trying to establish a foothold in the PC market more than anything, though. Because I also find the timing to be rather suspicious, because I think Ghost of Tsushima comes to PC soon as well. I think it does. So I can't imagine the overlay for PlayStation would be that far behind for Helldivers 2, especially with them having, or forcing, the PlayStation Network link with Steam sometime in May. So with that, I think I'll call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure of making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. And leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions on this whole subject matter. Are you indifferent to it? Are you against it? Are you in favor of it for whatever reason? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, and to hear your perspectives. Is there some angle to this that I'm not considering, or that I haven't thought of, or that I haven't heard about? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and hear your opinions and hear your perspectives on this. Stay safe. Have a great day. Because it's not like Sony are the only people who have done this, right? Like I said at the top of the video, other games on Steam force you to link your account to play the games. Like I play Halo, I had to link my Microsoft account for all that kind of stuff. You know, stuff like that. It's not unprecedented, but it doesn't mean that people have to be happy or accepting of it just because there's precedent for this kind of stuff. You know, does that make sense? So with that, I'll call the video. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.